Hey everybody, Bones here, Bones Garage, just bringing you an update what's going on at the garage. So, 1969 Mercury Cougar. We're gonna go underneath now. I've showed you the top side, I showed you all the fender skirts and or the inner fender skirts and how they are in the battery box area. Now I'm gonna show you the underside and start looking at what's going on. So, the first place we're gonna go is, all we could see initially was a little bit of a rust line right here. Well, as you start poking around, this is what you start coming up with. All of this. Now, if I poke hard enough right here, once we start getting once you get all the dirt off of this, you start poking around, this is what you find, all of this. Cleaning off a lot of what was under here. There was a lot of extra undercoating and stuff under here, and you couldn't see all of these holes. You couldn't see how thin all the metal was. Once you start poking at it, you can watch it, see how it is? And then when you do poke at it, it starts falling off. All this metal will just start falling off. I still don't have x-ray vision yet, so I can't see under the dirt. Even here, you can see we have a little tiny bit. This shouldn't be that bad, but we're gonna end up having to cut out underneath. So we might have to take off the upper side of this seat box. Then we'll have to get all the spot welds along this frame rail, cutting to all of those on the top side of this floor pan, trying not to damage this lip right here on this frame rail. So when we lay the new floor down, we have some good metal that we can weld to. That's where we're going with this. This side is the same thing. We haven't even started really poking. All I did was clean the dirt off of it, and then we started with the brush, we started cleaning all the dirt off, and you can start to see that there is a lot of rust here. And we may have to do some work. So we may have to cut all this off, get all these spot welds, cut them all out without damaging the rockers and the floor, and take this whole section of floor out and replace it. Not sure yet, we will find out more. Here you can see some more rust that you couldn't tell was there until we started cleaning off all the dirt and everything that was in the way. The next thing is good is this is a Ford 9-inch rear, so we won't have to get a whole axle assembly, the whole housing. All we're gonna probably end up doing is just buying a new center section. This is an open differential. So you see how this wheel is spinning, but that wheel is not? This is an open differential. So if you ever got caught on ice with one of these kind of cars, you'll notice that the wheel that has the ice under it will spin, and the wheel that has the traction will not spin. So we'll get a new center section, and it'll be a posi unit with the correct gearing that we're gonna go with, because we're gonna put a C6 in here with the overdrive system. So the gear vendor's overdrive. So that will give us a choice of different gear ratios, a higher gear ratio, to give us better off the line and still be able to do 80 miles an hour down the highway with no problem. Next place we're gonna go is right here on the rear quarters, on the underside, on the trunk drop off. You can see somebody has done some work back here. This is old work, a long time ago. These are all zip screws that were used to hold this tin in place. This is basically what the trunk drop off should look like, right up to here. This is a patch panel somebody put in, just to keep the dirt and water out. This is basically what that should look like. Now, if we come over here and look, you can see this beautiful curve that goes into this panel. You can see some sanding scratches, which I've seen before. Sometimes they have them. But now you go onto this side and you don't see that beautiful curve. You see just the crown right here. There's no curve down here along this. When you tap on it, it sounds very solid. It doesn't have that hollow sound like that. So we know that there's Bondo in here. Now we got to figure out how much Bondo is in there. We have rust popping right over here, and we also have some rust popping just barely starting right here, and I believe, yes, right on the front side of the door right here. So once we start getting some of this paint off, we're gonna find out more. Give me a second, I'm gonna pull you into the trunk and show you some more. So now that we have the car down, I can show you the inside of the trunk. And if you look way down here, see these little dots? Those are all rivets that somebody used to put this piece of sheet metal in to cover up whatever rust is actually on the original quarter. And I was showing you the way that this panel doesn't have that nice little concave curve over there. It just goes from a crown straight down, and how this panel has that nice concave right there. See right there how it just kind of does that? And if you look inside, you'll see the difference of the way the panel looks. So this one doesn't have all those little rivets in it covering everything up. You can see all the body lines, you can see everything that's going on here. So this is the actual quarter panel from 1969. This is not. So we're gonna have to figure out what's going on here. We're gonna have to start sanding down all the paint, getting through all the Bondo, and then we'll see how much rust is in there. The car is still really in good shape. For what it is still really in good shape. So hopefully that's the way it stays as we go through the process of restoring this car. So there you go, guys. Long video, sorry. Have fun. Talk to you soon. Okay, bye.